Most women don't lose financially during a divorce. They lose before it even begins. The biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong lawyer, it isn't negotiating poorly, and it isn't even filing at the wrong time. The biggest mistake happens quietly, months before the paperwork is ever filed. A mistake that can cost women tens of thousands of dollars, damage their credit, and weaken their legal position before the case even starts. And the worst part? Most women don't even realize they're making it. When a relationship reaches the point where divorce becomes inevitable, emotions take over. Fear, guilt, hope that things might still work out. So many women delay planning, avoid difficult conversations, and try to keep the peace. But divorce is not just an emotional transition, it's also a financial and legal transition. And if you make one critical mistake before filing, you can unintentionally give away leverage you'll never get back. Today, we're going to talk about the biggest mistake women make before filing for divorce and how to avoid it. Chapter 1: The Silence Trap. The biggest mistake most women make before filing is staying financially silent. They know the marriage is falling apart, they know separation is likely, but instead of preparing financially, they continue living exactly the same way. Joint bank accounts stay open, credit cards remain shared, debt continues to accumulate, important financial information stays in their partner's control. And sometimes, they don't even know the full picture of their household finances. This silence often comes from good intentions. They want to avoid conflict. They want to keep things stable for the kids, or they're afraid that preparing financially will make the divorce feel too real. But silence has consequences, because while one partner is emotionally processing the situation, the other partner may already be financially preparing. Chapter 2: The Information Gap. One of the biggest power shifts in divorce happens through information. Who knows where the money is? Who knows what accounts exist? Who understands the debts? And who controls access to financial records? In many marriages, one partner handles most of the finances: bills, investments, taxes, retirement accounts, insurance policies. If you don't know where everything is before filing, discovering it later becomes much harder. Accounts can be moved, statements can disappear. And tracking financial history becomes far more complicated once lawyers get involved. Many women walk into their first divorce consultation without basic financial knowledge, like how much is in the retirement accounts, what debts exist, what assets are jointly owned, or what their monthly household expenses actually are. That information gap weakens your position immediately. Chapter 3: The Joint Account Risk. Another common mistake is leaving joint finances untouched during the months leading up to divorce. Joint accounts feel normal during marriage, but once divorce becomes likely, they become risky. Because legally, both spouses often have full access to those funds. That means one partner could withdraw large sums of money without warning. This doesn't always happen maliciously. Sometimes people panic. Sometimes they move money to protect themselves. Sometimes they simply believe they're entitled to it. But when money disappears from a joint account, recovering it later becomes a legal battle. And legal battles are expensive. Many divorce attorneys advise clients to document joint balances early and consider opening an individual account for income, not to hide money, but to establish financial independence and prevent chaos later. Chapter 4: The Debt Problem. Debt is another area where preparation matters. During a marriage, many couples share financial responsibilities: credit cards, loans, lines of credit, mortgages. But here's the problem most people don't realize. Even if a divorce decree assigns certain debts to one spouse, creditors don't care. If your name is on a loan or credit card, you remain legally responsible for that debt. That means if your spouse stops paying after the divorce, creditors may still come after you. Many women discover this too late. They assume the divorce agreement protects them, but the real protection happens before filing, by understanding which debts exist and whose names are attached to them. Chapter 5: The Emotional Delay. Another mistake happens on the emotional side. Many women wait far too long before speaking to professionals. They delay contacting a divorce attorney, a financial advisor, or a mediator. Sometimes they're afraid of escalating the situation, Sometimes they're hoping things will improve, and sometimes they simply feel overwhelmed. But getting information early does not mean you're committing to divorce. It simply means you're understanding your options. Many consultations with attorneys are purely informational. They help you understand what divorce might look like financially and legally, and that knowledge alone can prevent costly mistakes later. Chapter 6: The Documentation Problem. One of the smartest steps before filing is gathering documentation. Once divorce becomes official, obtaining records can become difficult. Important documents to collect include bank statements, tax returns from the past several years, mortgage documents, investment account records, retirement account balances, insurance policies, credit card statements, loan agreements. These documents create a snapshot of your financial life before separation. Without them, reconstructing financial history later can take months and cost thousands in legal and forensic accounting fees. Chapter 7: The Housing Decision. Another major decision women make too quickly is moving out of the marital home. Sometimes leaving feels emotionally necessary, but in certain legal situations, moving out prematurely can create complications regarding property rights, custody arrangements, or financial responsibilities. Every case is different. In some situations, leaving the home is absolutely the safest option, but in others, staying temporarily may protect your legal position. This is why speaking to a professional before making major moves is so important, because once certain decisions are made, reversing them can be extremely difficult. Chapter 8: The Financial Independence Shift. One of the healthiest steps before filing is beginning to build financial independence. This doesn't mean hiding assets or acting aggressively. It means preparing responsibly. That might include opening a personal bank account, establishing individual credit, creating a personal emergency fund, understanding your monthly budget, learning how to manage accounts previously handled by your spouse. These steps are not about revenge, they are about stability. Divorce changes financial structures overnight. Preparing early softens that impact. Chapter 9: The Strategy Difference. Divorce cases often unfold very differently depending on preparation. People who prepare before filing usually experience less financial chaos, lower legal costs, better negotiation outcomes, and fewer surprises during the process. People who rush into filing without preparation often spend months trying to gather missing information, track financial records, and fix preventable mistakes. Preparation doesn't make divorce easy, but it makes it manageable. Final thought: the biggest mistake women make before filing for divorce isn't emotional, it's strategic. They wait too long to understand the financial reality of their situation. They stay silent about money. They avoid learning how their household finances actually work. And by the time the process begins, they're already at a disadvantage. Divorce is not just the end of a relationship, it's the restructuring of an entire financial life. And the earlier you understand that, the stronger your position will be. Outro. If you're facing a major life transition, information is one of the most powerful tools you can have. Because the biggest mistakes in divorce rarely happen in court. They happen quietly, long before the paperwork is ever filed. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing for more insights on relationships, financial awareness, and navigating major life decisions with clarity.